A strong ego is a must-have. Without a strong ego, there is no spiritual development. When I say such things, people react like I was cursing their mothers, and the holistic inquisition wants to burn me in its violet flames. Not wanting to analyze different perspectives and emotional outbursts are typical reactions of religious fanatics. This fanatical reaction happens because people mix up the definitions of strong ego and weak ego. I'm Cavalher, a psychological processes designer. Let's understand the difference. Remember that person everyone thinks has a big ego? It's very likely that he or she has an ego as tiny and weak as the ego of a 5-year-old child. To undo the mess created by holistic creeds, let's use as a reference a much more scientific and mature system, the Jungian Psychology. If you want to understand what a weak ego is, you just have to think about the infantile behavior. But behaviors that are acceptable and sometimes even cute in children are disgusting and unbearable in adults. It's common to see little children screaming and crying to get what they want. People with weak egos scream to get what they want because they are incapable of achieving things on their own. Strong egos get what they want. They don't scream. They act. People with weak egos don't admit their desires to themselves, don't realize them, and are always dissatisfied. Strong egos know what they want and satisfy themselves. People with weak egos don't have many achievements, or they just force it. Strong egos always have many achievements in life. Achievements and success are the very nature of a strong ego. People with weak egos are arrogant. Every time I see an arrogant person, I immediately know that they are weak and insecure, because if they need to act so obnoxiously, they lack consistency. Strong egos are naturally assured, and people naturally respect them. Strong egos don't need to make an effort. They are already strong. The weak ego needs to shine. The strong ego shines naturally. Children like to be in the spotlight. They want everybody to stare at them. People with weak egos have forced attitudes to force people to pay attention to them. Because they are underdeveloped, they have no characteristics that really attract other people's attention. So they need to make a forced effort. The weak ego is forced. The strong ego is natural. People with weak egos are too imprisoned inside themselves, and there's no room to acknowledge other people's existence. A strong ego has already developed and continues growing. Acknowledging other people is the natural consequence of being satisfied. People with weak egos are invasive. They have no space for themselves, and they need to invade other people's space. Strong egos have already conquered their space and have the ability to conquer more if they want. People with weak egos are impolite and inconvenient. A strong ego is naturally polite and elegant. Weak egos are repulsive. Strong egos are magnetic. Who doesn't want to be close to those who have more than enough energy? Destroying the ego is not a way out of the weak ego. Holism has disseminated this idea of destroying the ego. This is an evidence of its ignorance about psychology, especially Jungian psychology. Carl Jung has never taught about destroying the ego. People with weak egos can't stand a direct contact with their souls because they are weak and can't endure the soul's greatness and power. The only way out of a weak ego is a strong ego. Developing the strong ego is the goal of the third dimension. When the ego is strong enough, people are ready, and the next stage starts immediately, the fourth dimension. When the ego is strong enough, the soul manifests itself and overcomes the strong ego. The soul is stronger than the strong ego.